Namaste. Namaste, Shantanu ji. Welcome to you.
Namaste.
And today is he has to. We have to. Stand by. We'll have to refresh for a second. Namaste. Happy Pongal, Iniya Pongal Nalvalthukal and Makar Sankranti for today. I am indeed really pleased to receive and host Shantanu Gupta ji, the author of a couple of books, and particularly the books connected with the great achieving Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Shri Yogi Adityanath ji. Shantanu Gupta is already a very popular figure, needs no introduction, but it is but appropriate that I give a few words about him. This TEDx speaker is a political analyst. He's an alumnus of GB Pant University, XLRA Jamshedpur, Institute of Development Studies, University of Sussex. His earlier books, BJP Past, Present and Future, India's Football Dreams, The Monk Who Became Chief Minister. Shantanu is the founder and CEO of the Ramayana School and a part-time faculty at the Hindu University of America. He teaches lessons on the Valmiki Ramayana. That's a very interesting aspect and facet of him. He has extensive experience in the corporate world and the social world, and I fully know that he is extremely busy for the next couple of months, but yet has been highly obliging. He agreed to be with us today. Now, coming to the subject, I will speak for a few minutes and then we will keep interacting, talking, interacting, depending on, who's able to recall better. I'm sure Shantanu will be able to recall better. The book has a foreword by Shri TV Mohandas Pai. One. Next thing that I wish to say is, there is a thing called last mile, last person, delivery to the last mile, last person.
Right.
That is exactly the core of this book. The monk who transformed Uttar Pradesh. The people who are living in a plush bungalow, they have people to help them, they have generators, they don't need electricity, they don't need LPG, they know how to get it all for themselves. But the state provides it for them. They don't even need a ration card.
Yep.
The state provides it for them. Who are the people who need this? We have been talking about Garibi Hatao for the last 75 years. Up to Azadi Ka Mahotsav hai. Still same conversation, same line. Has somebody really tried to do something in this regard? With the aid of technology, with the aid of good governance. I must definitely confess, when Shri Rajnath Singh on television spoke about being very happy on winning Uttar Pradesh on the day that they won, he states, we are happier winning Uttar Pradesh than winning the Delhi government. I was wondering, what is this message? Why is this gentleman saying this? He is formerly a chief minister of Uttar Pradesh himself, I think.
Yeah, he was.
And also, what is there? Is it a question of honor that something that got lost was regained? But then this book gave me the answer for that. What did Rajnath Singh want to convey? The conveyance is 22 crore people in Uttar Pradesh, the sixth largest democracy in the world, the former United Provinces, the Indo-Gangetic plain, the heart of it was huffing and puffing for breath until then. It was part of the Bimaru. So, U just became Urpatti. Urpatti in Tamil means production. So this state has been made productive. Every day something is coming in the Facebook, in the Twitter, in WhatsApp, in the television. They will say Modi government is doing this, Modi government is doing that, Yogi ji is doing this, Yogi ji is doing that. So many things that they're doing every day round the clock. It is like, today's WhatsApp, getting lost in the ocean. Everything is lost in there. Which to catch, what to see, what is the news. And there's this narrative of the pseudo-circularists, minority communalists, and pseudo-secular socialists, who in the name of socialism live in huge bungalows in Lutyens, Delhi. And they claim to be descendants of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, if he were there today, he would definitely have asked all of them to vacate those houses. I can say that with authority. And this book is not about Uttar Pradesh, but about Express Pradesh. The double engine Express Pradesh.
That's a good name.
44 schemes of the central government, I came to know through this, have fully been operational in Uttar Pradesh. How I wish, irrespective of whether it was a ruling party or opposition party, they should have tried to implement this scheme in each and every state. From the Navodaya school to the one district, one product, everything. I don't know where to start and where to stop. Some years ago, Shantanu, I was going by bus from Coimbatore to Madurai. I took a ticket and asked the conductor and driver what their salary was and what mileage it would give. And I counted the number of passengers, did the average passenger costing. And after that, what happened was, I found out that Tamil Nadu State Transport Corporation was going on a loss. Shantanu here has pointed out how under Yogi ji, the Uttar Pradesh State Transport Corporation, Road Transport Corporation, has made a profit. How it has increased the number of routes, how seat capacity has gone up, how the bus depots are better. Now tell me, friends, who are the people who use this? The common man. As you see in the cartoon of R.K. Lakshman, it is that quiet, non-talking common man who only talks one day on the day of the election. He is using it. For him, this has been done. Then somebody criticized Yogi ji. Why this gentleman has spent 4,000 plus crores on the Mahakumbh in Prayagraj? I thought, what is this? Why has he spent? Is it because of Hindu religion? Then I see the economic backup at the back. According to sources, 1,20,000 crores of revenue has poured into Uttar Pradesh. Employment direct, employment indirect, GST, income tax, everything. Money has been distributed. People are happy. The cleanest Kumbh in history. 1.12 lakh toilets. How many Safai Karmachar? And Prime Minister sat down and ate with them. That I remember seeing on TV, but I forgot all the figures. But my friends from the south, whoever came for the Kumbh, they said they have gone twice before, but this is the best experience that they've had, and they would like to come back to UP for this. This Kashi Kshetra, beautiful work. Now the Gyanvapi mosque looks like a tiny thing in the corner. This whole huge establishment, the Jyotirling, fantastic. I, at this time, for the sake of everybody who believes in Dharma and Dharmic structures, I have to say, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji ensured that the Somnath temple was in order. In spite of stiff opposition, the people of India will pay, he had said. The temple came up. And see what has Somnath, the Lord has given Patel ji, the largest statue in the world. The Statue of Unity is a blessing from Somnath, the great Jyotirlinga Kshetra. So for people who have done work for Mathura, the people in harness who have done work for Kasi Vishwanath and for Ayodhya, time will prove and history will prove that there will be ample rewards and recognition in the history of India. So that karma positively will work. Then all these contagious diseases like the Japanese encephalitis completely erased from one state. Then look at the expressways. The Ganga Expressway had solid problems. It was on the drawing board of a few others in the earlier period. Shantanu has pointed it out. But environmental clearances were an issue. So the Yogi Sarkar, what have they done? They have properly planned in such a way that without problems connected with the environment, the expressway got cleared. How tough it must have been, because here is a gentleman who's being criticized by the second. They call him by names, they call him this, they call him that. One has to really be a person with the greatest level of equanimity, a sthita prajna. Otherwise, you cannot take so much of criticism. Who's a sthita prajna? Who's a karma yogi? Who's a jnana yogi? Who's a bhakti yogi? He can only be a sthita prajna. Industrialization. Then looking at this one district, one product. All the, I think 72 districts are there in UP. Every district, one product they have done. And this ODOP is a fantastic plan. We have also for Coimbatore, the coconut is the farm product. And industrialization. A few years ago, Shantanu ji, about 2 years ago, I must confess, I have a friend living in Chennai. He is a person from Coimbatore. He is a very close friend. He would often be traveling to UP and coming back, going to UP and coming back. He represents a very huge manufacturing company which supplies manufacturing equipment to big companies. I would tell him, Arey, sir, whenever I call you, you're saying you're in the flight, you're sending a WhatsApp, you'll call me, and he calls me in the night. He'll give names of some vague cities and towns which I'm not familiar. We only know Lucknow, Varanasi, Kasi, Gaya, kind of popular cities. Gorakhpur, of course, because of the Gita Press and Yogi ji. He would say, Arey Rajesh, you must believe, whether you like it or not, our company's turnover is increased because of the development activities in UP. He said there's so much which is happening.
Yeah.
We are added a few thousand crores of contracts.
Wow.
Big number. And something is going on continuously, man. I don't know how it is going on, but it is going on. He has never met the chief minister. Then looking at the ration card, what was really touching for me here, sir, is the midday meal scheme brought in by our late Chief Minister N.G. Ramachandran.
Yeah.
At the time of the election, he was unwell. So there was a campaign which came. Since you are connected with Ramayan, in Tamil it goes, Chandranai Katti Sorutuvadu Sambhavam, Ramachandrane Vandu Sorutuvadu Charithiram. So it is an ordinary thing for a parent to show the child the moon to make the child eat. But it is a wonder that Ramachandra himself is coming and feeding the child. He won the election, there was a landslide victory. And today, I was able to see this direct cash transfer to the bank account of the child. What has the Chief Minister and his government done? The midday meals amount, cash which was to be spent for the child.
Yeah.
Because of the COVID, that could not be spent.
Because schools were closed. Yeah.
Schools were closed. That money was sent to the home so that the child is not hungry.
Yeah. This is the first time ever happened in India that this money is transferred DBT to the children.
I think it is in the whole world, sir.
Yeah.
Not only in India, first time in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
How did you manage to get so much information? See, this is so much of information.
Right.
Looking at the number of teachers.
Right.
5.75 lakhs teachers, 1.3 lakh vacancies. They were filled up.
Yeah. And
We have
Rajesh,
QR codes, Prerna Goshna, Prerna Lakshya, so many things.
right.
So once you look at the teacher training, school infrastructure, digitization, monitoring the teacher, monitoring the child, helping the parent to become a teacher. I heard of this Pratham, an NGO.
Yeah.
My friend's daughter has been wanting to go to Pratham in Delhi or somewhere to do a project. She was telling last week. I was wondering, who's this Pratham? Already you have it in UP.
Yeah.
And Khan's Academy. So that academy again, see, there is no religious bias. Sabka saath, sabka vikas ho raha hai. So how did you manage to get to this information? Is my question.
Yeah, Rajesh, first of all, namaskar to you and
Namaskar.
to Bayam and the platform and your club, Veranda Club, right? Lovely screen I'm looking at. And when I saw the poster, the first thing, as I was telling you before, all three of us in the poster have a same hairstyle, right? So it was only thing, me and you sport a mustache and specs. Maharajji is healthier than us. I think he doesn't sport, his eyes are healthier than us. And he doesn't sport a specs and mustache. But yeah, that poster is looking as if three are like quite similar. That's one. A lot of people pointed that out in the poster. In my previous book, when I wrote about him, right? The previous book was largely about him, the monk who became chief minister, if you allow me this one.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So this was the monk who became chief minister. This is his biography. This is almost his official biography, where I wrote about his life before taking sannyas, why he took sannyas, how he took sannyas, his life as a sannyasi, his life as a member of parliament for so many years, 5 terms he's an MP, and then his initial 2-3 months as chief minister only, right? But from last 5 years, I have written almost 50 different articles in multiple major publications, right? And from last 1 year, I've compiled all of them, more information, Lucknow to and fro, went to almost 30-35 districts myself to validate those stories, to get the stories from the ground, how it's happening. Is the officer the way officer explaining me? Is it happening in the ground? With all of that, last 1 year, I did not do almost any activity apart from the TV channels that I do. That now you can do from anywhere, because now it's Zoom or channels. We don't go to studios, right? From last 1 year, nobody's going to the studio. We are all doing from Zoom. So I'm doing from wherever. So my research from last 5 years, my extensive research from last 1 year especially, and I being on the field almost continuously to multiple districts, almost 3 dozen districts in last 1 year, that made this possible. The monk who transformed Uttar Pradesh. And Rajesh ji, this is my first book which I parallelly published in Hindi. एक योगी जिसने बदला उत्तर प्रदेश, right? And why it was important? Because in UP, people may not be able to read fluent English, all of them, right? So I thought there should be a parallel launch, because otherwise all my books came in Hindi after a couple of months. But this we made sure, and Indian, and anyone who has published in Indian languages, it's quite a tough task, because the fonts, Unicode, the font between you and printer, font between you and reviewer, the matras got changed. In English is little simple. English is a far more simpler language, right? Our languages are far more rich and complicated also, right? Their matras, their halant, their bindi, it's far more complicated, right? So that also, me and my publisher Garuda, we worked very closely, and we were able to get on time, and it came at the right time. And TVS Mohandas Pai has written a beautiful, beautiful foreword. I'm sure you must have enjoyed the foreword. In fact, I liked his foreword better than my book. He has written it so succinctly, the whole thing, right? And I want to commend you. I think you have read the book multiple times. The way you are quoting from the book, as if like you know UP back of your hand. And that the introduction that you gave for 4 or 5 minutes, you covered from Kum to teacher to expressway to Russian to PDS. That I think you are one of the few readers who must have read book, as we call it, cover to cover. So yeah, I think extensive research, extensive tapasya. Last 1 year, my support of my family. I'm blessed with my beautiful supporting wife. She's a South Indian. I'm a North Indian. She's from Telangana. So when I go to Hyderabad, all of people say, "आप तो हैदराबाद के दामाद हैं." So yeah, and she's half Malayali also. My mother-in-law is Malayali, so I have a huge South Indian connection. In fact, in my house, apart from me, in my house, I'm currently talking from Uttar Pradesh. I'm sitting in Noida and talking to you. In my house, apart from me, everything is South Indian. I'm the only my kids speak Telugu. They speak English, Hindi also, but they speak Telugu. They watch a lot of Telugu content. My wife watch a lot of Malayalam movies. We eat a lot of South Indian food. Our day starts with idli and ends with rasam chawal. So I think my palate is very South Indian in taste. So I'm half or more South Indian. So I think my family's support, extensive research, tapasya, access to Yogi Adityanath's team, able to access him, able to talk to him, able to go to the field and independently verify everything. So whatever I've written, I've verified it individually. It's not only based on the data that government has given me. Even the government which I believed, I thought let me double check, cross check, and verify it. And that's how came. I've written 6-7 books, but this book I'm personally proud of. That it came out beautifully and is doing wonderfully well, Rajesh bhai. My earlier books became bestseller, but became third and fourth month. This got the Amazon bestseller tag on 12th or 13th day, which was like brilliant for me. And the Hindi one got bestseller. Hindi books sale on Amazon is not great. Hindi books are normally picked up on from stores or from railway stations or from bus stops, right? Because the Hindi kind of crowd is not a purchaser on Amazon. But when Hindi became bestseller, I was literally amazed. Hindi booking becoming bestseller on Amazon is not quite common. So I'm literally amazed. People want to read about the man. This was a similar treatment I got from the previous book. Even the most of the leftist literature festival called me. Jaipur Literature Festival, if you know, I was on the main. Kochi Literature Festival, Goa Literature Festival, Times Literature Festival. I was called to National University of Singapore. There is a website, Rajesh bhai. It's called wordcat.com. You can find out which all international libraries holding your book by the ISBN number. So I got to know about this website a year back, and to my surprise, when I checked my previous book, it's available in Harvard's library, it's available in Stanford's library, it's available in Oxford's library, it's available in the Library of Congress, American Congress, like the Parliament Library of India.
Yes.
The Westminster Library of UK, that my Yogi Adityanath's previous book, right? Almost 40 major libraries of the world has bought that book. I was amazed, like why they want to read about this man. Like he's not a premier of a country, right? You don't read about a chief minister of a state sitting outside. So I was amazed. So people internationally also have a disproportionate interest to know about him. And this is the first time I'm telling publicly. I think in next 10 days, I may do, if everything goes good, I may do a US tour for 10 days just before the election for this book. I may go to 5-6 cities and do a tour of United States of America. A lot of NRIs are calling me. So that's the interest in the person, his work, his politics, his dharma. And I think I consider myself blessed that, and I feel emotional about it, that God has given God has been very kind to me and given me this opportunity, given me this inspiration to write the previous book and this book. Yeah.
Wonderful. In fact, I think he's the most popular saint of the 21st century.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
I used to wonder why should a saint become the head?
yeah.
But then I got an answer. It was Saint Vidyaranya who founded the Vijayanagar Empire for Harihara and Bukka.
Hmm.
And if you look at several other saints, like they have given guidance to the rulers.
Exactly.
Their wisdom has been useful. The wisdom of Chanakya was, though not a saint, but
Yeah, I can hear you.
oh, okay. So it was like a great inspiration for Chandragupta Maurya. So they were great teachers, great mentors. But
Exactly.
here the teacher, the mentor has become the ruler itself.
Well said. In fact, this commentary comes quite often, and a lot of commentators ask me that why a saint want to enjoy the fruits of politics. That's how they articulate it. कि वो तो संत हैं, उन्हें तो सब कुछ छोड़ देना चाहिए, वो राजनीति का आनंद क्यों ले रहे हैं, वो राजनीति का भोग क्यों कर रहे हैं, why is enjoying politics? And whenever this question is asked, Rajesh Bhai, to Yogi Adityanath, he gives a simple answer. He says that through Mutt, I was serving a set of people. I was serving a couple of districts. Now, by being a chief minister, my canvas has become big. Now I can serve 75 districts. Now I can serve 22 crore people. Now I can serve people which is equivalent to fifth, sixth largest population in the world, right? So for him, he says that chief ministership is not a thing to enjoy, or it's not a thing of bhog for me. It's a lever for me to help people. So that's one. Second thing, and I'm sure you must have read, because you've read the book so carefully, you must have read the instances in the first chapter, that what a saint Rajeshji adds to the governance. And I'll give you one or two examples to your audiences who have not read the book maybe. So when he became the chief minister on 19th of March 2017, almost 5 years back, the first file that came to him is which luxury car should be bought for you. Like you means that Mr. Chief Minister. He said, why? Like previous chief minister must be having cars. I can reuse the same. He said, no, sir, this is a tradition in UP. When Mayawati came, he made the taxpayers buy a Land Cruiser and we got it bulletproofed and it costed us 1.5 crore rupees of taxpayer. So Yogi said, okay. He said, when Akhilesh Yadav came in 2012, he made the exchequer, he made the taxpayers buy two Mercedes Benz SUV and with bulletproofing that cost around 6.5, 7 crore rupees. So he said that those vehicles must be available. These are robust vehicles, they run for many years. But his officer said, but that's the tradition. Every chief minister starts his tenure with a new luxury vehicle. He got almost annoyed with his officers. He said, nothing doing. I'm not here to do my own wealth planning, own my own personal planning. I'm here to serve people. I'll use the previous car, but I will also make you spend some money. Someone made you spend 1.5 crore rupees. Someone made you spend 7 crore rupees. For me, you have to spend 200 rupees. So officers was curious why, like how you want to spend the 200 rupees. He said, buy a saffron currant towel and put on the seat where I will sit. Because this saffron color is the color of sacrifice, is the color of tyag. It will remind me daily that this is not my chair. People of Uttar Pradesh has given this to me. My party has given it to me, and I have to serve with all honesty. I am not serving it for a Mercedes Benz or a Land Cruiser. I am serving it for the love of the people. This saffron color will remind me daily of that, right? This only a saint can do. Even you and me cannot do. We will get higher, ek gaadi aa jayegi, अच्छा ही रहेगा, right? So I think this sanctity only a saint who has no attachment. If you see his office, right, it looks like a temple. Like if you go to his office, if you see my tweet, yesterday I tweeted one of my pictures with him, and someone identified largely what all is kept on the desk. There is a statue of Swami Vivekanand. There is a statue of Narendra Modi ji. There is a statue of Keshav Bali Hedgewar ji. There is a statue of indigenous cow. There is a statue of a tank. There is a statue of Ramji. So I think he lives a very simple lifestyle. He lives simple, very roti, lauki ki sabzi, and a very simple food. Right. So yeah, that's about it. So he added a lot of sanctity to how the chief minister office is being run. Rajesh Bhai.
Actually, The demonetization brought in an opportunity in the form of digital transactions. And I suppose this Make in India, Digital India, all that has been fully implemented. I think one of the best states to implement it, considering
Yeah,
the
yeah,
place where UP was. I was just looking at the innovations by the police under Yogi ji. International Call Center Award,
yeah, exactly. That was
organized by Dubai Police.
exactly.
More than 500 police services from across the world, including the 9/11 of the US, were considered in this maiden edition of the award. The first prize came to Singapore, the second to Sharjah, and the third seems to have come to UP 112. It
Yeah,
was,
you're right. You're right. I'm just putting my video on in a minute.
yeah, no problem. Then, of course, recovering money from rioters, taking care of people who were terrorists, or taking care of people who are causing ill to the general population. All that has been done very well. Municipal performance. Cities above the population of 1 million.
Yeah,
There are so many things. There are dreams of so many leaders
yeah,
and the aspiration of a billion Indians.
yeah.
Tell me who does not want good governance?
Exactly,
Who
exactly.
does not want a good facility?
Right,
Everybody is aspiring. We can't tell them, our country is secular, our country is socialist, you please wait. The right ideology, right moment, the right tree, it will come and stand in front of your house and the fruit will fall on your lap.
yeah,
Come on. These leaders are not Adi Shankara
right,
to bring in the Kanakdara and the golden amla right in front of our houses.
right.
Definitely not. It is now or never. A starving stomach cannot be said, this is how the money has to come. We are highly principled. The
Right.
people are talking so, they are actually living in comfortable houses. Their meals are
Exactly,
provided.
exactly.
And many of them, they claim to be freedom fighters those days. Even
Yeah,
in jail, they were given food on time.
exactly.
The leaders and all were kept comfortably. They could write books in jail. It was only the ordinary man who was beaten up on the street.
Yeah,
Why, you please be non-violent, but he was the recipient of violence.
yeah.
All these things and more, you brought it out so well.
In
Jan
fact,
Aushadhi.
yeah.
I have been to a Jan Aushadhi outlet in Coimbatore,
Hmm.
and I know a person who runs a couple of Jan Aushadhi outlets.
Hmm.
And he said he wanted 100 outlets in the last 4 years, and he's been able to manage only 40. Sorry, he wanted to bring in 1,000.
Yeah,
And then the numbers went up. I saw that there are 11,000 Jan Aushadhi Kendras in UP.
yeah.
That many schools we have in Tamil Nadu, and we have 7,000 liquor shops.
See,
So
I think my
I was really thrilled. And the
Rajesh
money,
bhai,
sorry.
yeah. So when I talk to the officers, right, that what is the difference of he being a chief minister? Because officers are the same, right? The similar set of UP cadre officers who are working with the previous chief ministers. He says there are 2, 3 very different elements about him. He said, first of all, the first call that we used to get from chief minister office in earlier times was at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Now the first call came at 7:30 in the morning. In fact, he says we have to change our lifestyle because we are not such early risers, right? That's one. Second thing, he says that this guy, means Yogi Adityanath, our boss, he knows governance back of his hand because he is being a member of parliament for 19 years. I doubt there must be any example in India where a parliamentarian for 20 years has become the chief minister. Because by being a parliamentarian, you know the government procedure in and out. Right? You know how the file moves, you understand the police structure, you understand the teacher structure, you understand the crop pattern in your area. So he understands the governance in and out. He understands the government language also in and out. In fact, officers told me that before going for any court case, governments have a lot of court cases, right? Before going for any court case of the government, we run for the important court cases, we run by the documents with the chief minister. And he edits a lot of them, which helps us in winning a lot of cases in High Court and Supreme Court. So he's a thorough professional. And I'll give you just one more example, Rajesh bhai, of what a saint adds to the administration, right? So when he became the chief minister, you know what he did the first thing? he checked the budget from last many years, that how the budget is being utilized, like in previous governments and previous to previous governments, right? He checked each and every line item, and he saw one line item that he was very uncomfortable with. The line item said tax payment for chief minister and ministers of UP. He asked that, what is this? Then people told him that in VP Singh time, right? So VP Singh, the Prime Minister of India,
40 years ago, he was CM maybe.
he was CM also. He was CM also for some time for Uttar Pradesh. He had passed a law that the income tax of chief ministers and ministers of UP will be paid by UP government. Yogi Adityanath was like quite amazed. He said, even my lowest of the karamchari, to my officers, to my general public, everybody pays income tax. Why I cannot pay income tax? Why my ministers cannot pay income tax? And a very bizarre law, which was just continuing from last 40 years, he just struck it down in a second. And now ministers pay their old tax. So I'm sure you must have read in book, there are a lot of these small elements which only a sanctity, a saint can only add in the governance. Right. And
Very
I'm
true.
sure
He's brought in, the policemen were not filled up and kept.
Yeah.
150,000 policemen he's added.
So UP was running with only half capacity for 15 years. Can you imagine that? UP was given 3 lakh postings that they can hire. That's the capacity. But UP was running with half a capacity for last 15 years. And you can imagine the petty crimes can be stopped just by a presence of a policeman in a uniform. The petty crimes at least can be stopped, right? The
Yeah,
normal
just with a
teasing,
lathi,
normal chit chat.
just with a lathi, if a policeman is standing, 90% of the crimes won't take place.
Exactly. So I think and UP police was working with half the strength. And Rajesh bhai, hiring and putting the police fully on field is not an easy task. Finally, you have to give an advertisement. There will be a test, then there will be a physical test, then they will be recruited, then there is a training for 6 months, then they'll go on field. All these 1.5 lakh police fellows are on the field from last 3 years. They were recruited in the first 2 years itself, right? Which was not happening from last 15 years. So, and similarly, teachers, 1.5 lakh, 1.3 lakh teachers was hired. So that's what I'm saying. Your friend was very right. Though your friend who goes to UP very often, that so many things are being done. So many things are being done. That even while doing the research, I got to know multiple things that I track UP like back of my hand. But even I got to know multiple new things when I was researching for a book. And that's why earlier I was using the term the monk who changed Uttar Pradesh. But while I finished the book, I thought, no, that's not change, that's transformation. So I changed the word change from transformation, because this is not a change. I'm not comparing UP with Gujarat. I'm not comparing UP with Tamil Nadu. I'm not comparing UP with Maharashtra, because these states have a level of development for quite some time. I'm comparing UP from previous UP. But even if I compare UP with a couple of other states, there's some matrices where we cannot even imagine that UP can be in top 5. UP has the second GSDP today. UP is second in ease of doing business. There are multiple counts where UP was not even in top 10. UP is number 1 or number 2, which is like almost giving goosebumps to me even now, even thinking of it sitting in UP, that UP can give 22 or 24 hours of electricity. Generator business have gone down. Generator business have gone down in UP. Can you imagine that? Drastically, because the electricity is not going.
Because of the not transformation, but fixing enough number of transformers throughout UP. And that's the transformation.
Exactly.
I was, looking at the number of villages which got electrified, and number of houses and number of farms who got quality electricity. Then how the students have stopped cheating, and therefore the meritocracy is on the rise.
Oh my God, the cheating! If I may stop you, cheating was a big thing in Uttar Pradesh. If you read the subtitle, my subtitle was how Yogi Adityanath changed UP wala bhaiya abuse to a badge of honor. I want to explain what is this to your audience, right? UP wala bhaiya was used casually just to put somebody down. Arey yaar, aap to UP wale bhaiya hai. Meaning you are coming from a state where people cheat and pass. You are coming from a state which is known for its gundagardi. You are coming from a state which is known for its land mafias, right? That was the image for UP. The only place it was inspiring was Bollywood movies. That all the Chor Uchakka, Gundagardi Bollywood movies are being inspired from Uttar Pradesh. But now UP wala bhaiya is a badge of honor. I tell you why. The cheating thing was a very concise racket, Rajesh bhai. They were solver methods. Solver method means I I am writing the exam, but I don't know the exam. I'll send Govindji because he looks like me, and you will go as a solver. This method was completely solved by putting Aadhaar card and biometric into place, right? Then there was mass cheating, that the invigilator himself will tell make sure the mass cheating happens. Every center has being surveillance under 2 CCTV cameras, and there was a control room, and a lot of people got arrested if they conducted mass cheating. Number 2 method. Number 3 method was copy swapping. So if you are a brilliant student, I'm not so brilliant student, couple of pages from your copy will be taken out and will be attached in my copy because I have paid money to the cheating mafia. Now every page of the copy is barcoded. You can't do this hanky-panky of the books, right?
There's so much that is thought about.
Multiple methods were being used earlier. Cheating mafia was a full racket, flourishing racket in Uttar Pradesh. Multiple mafia, bhoom mafia, cheating mafia, kidnapping mafia, vehicle stealing mafia. All those mafias are almost completely stopped in UP. That's why this whole economic income is also happening, right? If my money is safe, if my employee is safe, my business will anyway flourish, right? That's very natural. And that's what your friend told. That there's so much business and business is flourishing because now people are getting money and they want to spend money. Earlier, if you buy a expensive car, people will call you, Rajesh bhai, you're getting a lot of money, you're buying new cars, okay, give me some money. It was very standard. If you buy anything expensive, you will get a call from Gunda. All that has stopped. All that have stopped.
And interestingly, like what you said, all the gangster mafias in the movies were from UP. Now movies will be made in UP.
Yeah,
city, wherever you are. I think that's a very good idea.
Yogi Adityanath's argument was that Hindi movie industry, Bollywood is a big industry, right? And Uttar Pradesh is the biggest Hindi-speaking state. Then Maharashtra, which is why Maharashtra should make all the Hindi movies, right? Uttar Pradesh should be leading it, right? And there is a big section of Bhojpuri movies. A lot of people don't know Bhojpuri movies are big.
Yes, we are
Ravi Kishan, Manoj Tiwari, Niravwa. These are now political figures. They are big stars in Bhojpuri industry, right? That can cater to it. So film industry is coming very near to my house. The film, like hardly 40-50 kilometers from my house where I'm living.
So we'll have a place to visit, like the Ramojira Film City in Hyderabad.
Yeah. Very soon.
I was also looking at this, the Mudra loans.
Yeah.
A huge number of Mudra loans which have been given. And also, the startup mechanism.
Yeah.
The last people are asking about educational infrastructure is the next thing.
Yeah.
If you can talk a few words about that, we are getting sturdy and hardy responses online.
I'm seeing almost 1,000 people are watching it.
There are thousands of people watching right now, I think.
Beautiful. And that's the interest in the man. That's the interest in Yogi Adityanath. I doubt it. It's only because of you and me. It's because the topic that we are discussing.
Absolutely. You should tell something about the educational infrastructure.
Yeah.
People want to know.
Yeah. So in primary education, I think one thing is the cheating racket is removed, right? And in primary schooling, there are 2 missions. One is mission Kaya Kalp.
Yes.
Mission Prerna. Kaya Kalp, you understand the Hindi term? It's a Sanskrit term.
Yes.
Kaya Kalp means transformation of a school, right?
Getting it all right.
So they have selected parameters, 22 parameters. What is that? Boundary, toilet, electricity, fan, walls. This was not there in UP schools. Can you imagine the basic things, right? 22 parameters were made. They all were managed. There was a huge dashboard. Which school has which parameter? First, the basic 7 parameters were taken. Then all the 22 parameters are taken. Now, and a lot of media wallahs went to schools. Every school in every village, and there are almost 1.5 lakh schools in UP. They have all these 7 parameters, and most of them all these 22 parameters, right? Under Mission Kayakal. Mission Prerna, then that are children learning, because only good infrastructure cannot make you learn, right? So they have made learning outcomes, the learning targets, that are you learning the minimum required in maths? Are you learning the minimum required in language? That those parameters are also being ensured between teacher and the student with very fine metrics, and every data is uploaded, and sitting in Lucknow, sitting anywhere, sitting in Coimbatore, you can see those dashboards. Number 2. Now in senior education, multiple medical colleges are being made. UP earlier had only 12 medical colleges from last 70 years. Now UP have almost 20 more, and there is a plan for 20 more. Now Yogi Adityanath is running on 1 district, 1 medical college phenomenon. Because UP is huge, Rajesh bhai.
Definitely. And I was looking at the change implementation of 186 of the 187 reforms as suggested by the union government with regard to industry has been done in UP. That is remarkable.
Right. So yeah, so medical college thing. So education infrastructure in this just in the just 5 years has taken a huge height in Uttar Pradesh.
Fantastic. And also on with regard to environment. See,
Right.
see, I was looking at the Van Mahotsav, 83,000 forest sites, 68,000 villages, and the millions of trees that are planted.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, oh, come on. When I started reading it, is it some bull? You know, people tend to say I'm planted a billion trees, million trees, but who's to look after them? There is a geotagging of the trees with QR codes.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh my God.
interesting.
So if you see the book of my cover, right, and I'll show he's holding this iPad, right?
Correct.
On purpose, I have put it. He uses technology like anything. People think I have written an article in Op India around 2 years back that puja ki thali in one hand and iPad in another. Yogi has shown how to do governance. Right? People think, oh, he's a pujari ji, he's a pandit ji, he doesn't know technology. He's very technology savvy. For every element, he says, इसमें तो ऐप बना दीजिए, इसमें GPS से connect कर दीजिए, इसको tagging कर दीजिए, इसको QR code कर दीजिए. And so he's very technology savvy. He may not be able to do it himself, a lot of things, right? But he's very technology savvy. He understands technology. He understands the importance of the technology. And I'm sure you have read the book quite keenly. You must have seen the technology inputs app, using of GPS, using of tagging, using of electronic tracking. It becomes using of Aadhaar-based payments. That is like the base of his governance in every scheme, be it education, be it ration, be it Kumbh, how he use the technology. Technology is at the core of Yogi Adityanath's governance. And that's why I have put his photo. And whenever I go to him, he shows me things on his iPad. He doesn't tell us verbally, right? He is very often, he is fond of showing, okay, see this, check this, see this graphs. So he's a very tech savvy, very data savvy. He's almost like a data analytic person, right? So,
I'm not surprised because he spent 5 terms in the parliament.
Yeah.
In private member bills.
Yeah.
Asking questions, participating in debates, getting things done for his constituency, then holding the panchayat in his constituency. So he's primarily a grassroots person,
exactly,
who's God-fearing grassroots person who believes in karma and dharma.
Yeah.
Somebody who believes in karma and dharma and practices it properly, we can be sure that they will do good if they are given an opportunity.
Yeah,
and that is exactly what has happened.
That has happened. I think we have been blessed to have in our country. Yeah, I think Uttar Pradesh is really blessed to have him. The way Uttar Pradesh was behaving before him, oh my God, like it was unlivable. It was daily becoming an unlivable place. The way Uttar Pradesh was behaving before 2017, right? Now we are also blessed the way Uttar Pradesh is progressing.
It's like BC AD, before Yogi BY, after Yogi AY.
Almost. Yeah, before Yogi, after Yogi is a massive change. Not because I've written about him. I think everyone feeds, and especially the women. I think if we talk electorally, there is a huge silent woman voter which will vote for Yogi. You know why? All the schemes, Rajesh Bhai, if you see, they are directly connected to women. If law and order improves, the biggest beneficiary are women.
True.
If you get a toilet, 2.6 crore toilets at homes, the biggest beneficiary is a woman, right? If you get 1.5 crore gas connection, the biggest beneficiary is woman. If you cook 3 times a day food on wood, it's equivalent to almost 300-400 cigarettes. Smoking 400 cigarettes just one day of cooking food on wood 3 times, 4 times a day. Right? So women are the biggest beneficiary. They're the silent voters. They're the silent supporters of Yogi Adityanath. And now the Har Ghar Jal, that the water will come on the tap. Because the life of the woman in a rural UP was very, very tough. They have to get wood. They have no roof on their head. If they go outside, they have no toilets. They have to wait for sun to set to go to toilet. When they go to the field, there is a chances of they getting molested. They have to find they don't have gas connection in their home. My God, their life was hell.
and he has smoothened the life for multiple people. That's why in every debate I say that now people will go vote beyond their caste, beyond their religion. They will not vote as a Yadav or a Kashyap or as a Gupta or as a Brahman or Kshatriya. They will vote as a beneficiary of a scheme, because this is not
exactly what is required in a modern state like India.
Yeah.
And definitely no doubt about it. Including the forest cover, it has gone up.
It has gone up. Yeah.
I was looking at, because I have been associated with an NGO connected with the environment in Coimbatore. So we have QR codes for the trees. So if you scan the QR code, you'll know where the tree is located. We thought we were the first people in India to do that. And here it comes, already happening in UP. Hats off. So that means that I go by this premise: there are enough intelligent people in India today, enough wise people in India today. And what has actually happened is the people in harness, or the ruling party or the chief minister or prime minister, has not made use of the intelligence of people.
Exactly.
And also the intelligent people. There is no dearth for that. Otherwise, how is US doing so well with just 4 million Indians? US is a top country in the world.
Exactly.
And, with 135 crore Indians, if we are not able to achieve, then something is wrong with us.
Yeah.
I think that malaise is getting corrected in the last 5 years. At least UP has taken the lead.
Exactly.
See, we heard so much about Prime Minister Narendra Damodar Das Modi ji and his work in Gujarat.
Yeah.
A vibrant Gujarat program, and so many things.
Yeah.
Even the tiles making industry, how it became, more eco-friendly than before. And I met people, who were connected with the development of the Prime Minister and his work.
Right.
I'm able to see that being replicated in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and I'm able to also see the Prime Minister like an uncle or an elder brother offering his blessings and support to the Chief Minister of UP, which is extremely heartening. Because tall leaders definitely will go in their own direction. It's not that they don't want others to develop, but here we see development. And even in UP, I'm able to see that all the MPs, MLAs, and bureaucrats have been made accountable.
Yeah.
And that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Now our people are actually asking me, would you like to, requesting me to have one more session with you sometime?
We'll do that. It is,
this message has come online now.
Beautiful.
And health facilities. See, recently, few days ago, as soon as I put this interaction with you, the people simply started putting some ranking connected with UP and the health facilities. I will be happy if you clarify, because I was not able to get data in a short period.
I'll tell you. So I think let's start with COVID, that how COVID is being managed in Uttar Pradesh, right? Let me tell you that how people have received, right? So IIT Kanpur has published a detailed research report on UP model, and they have commended UP government. WHO in 5 tweets from international handle, they have applauded UP government, that how they stopped the spread of COVID-19 in the villages of UP. In fact, a member of parliament from Australia, his name is Craig Kelly, and you can see his tweet on the back cover, Rajesh bhai. The third.
Yes, I saw that.
He said, "Can I loan Yogi Adityanath for Australia to curb COVID in Australia?" Right. So Niti Aayog has praised Yogi Adityanath, right? And I have written a whole chapter that how COVID facilities and how COVID management is done, how Nigrani Samitis, how team 11, team 19. In fact, he got COVID himself. Even then, he was talking to his team, and as soon as he got COVID, he went to almost every district, make sure
26-day tour he has done.
Yeah. And now, in spite of Akhilesh Yadav spreading so much vaccine hesitancy, almost 15 crore vaccinations have been executed in Uttar Pradesh, right? With the very rapid haste. Almost 90% people have got, in a state like Uttar Pradesh, 90% people have got first shot, and almost 50 to 60 percent people also got the second shot, right? Health facility, I already told that how medical college he's working on the dream of one district, one medical college. UP had only 12 medical colleges. Now we are almost going to 60 medical college within a year's time. And these colleges, the seats are getting added in the yearly pool, right? And because with medical college, you will get a lot of trained doctors also, right? Who are local, who will remain in UP, right? So medical facility wise, he got a salute. He got the kudos from WHO to UNICEF. Oh wow! One is Japanese encephalitis. Japanese encephalitis is a very dreaded disease which occurs to children in the eastern part of UP because of a lot of flooding. Right? He was the one who was raising this issue in Parliament from last 16, 17 years. But the previous UP governments were not listening to him much. Right? As soon as he became the chief minister, he started the routine immunization. He added JES, Japanese encephalitis vaccination, as the part of the regular vaccination. UNICEF applauded it, and he made sure that the Japanese encephalitis deaths have reduced drastically less. And that's why as high as UNICEF praised his work, and I've again quoted UNICEF in my back tweet, in the tweets I've quoted in the back, right? So UNICEF will not praise you easily. WHO will not praise you easily. IIT Kanpur will not praise you easily. Niti Aayog will not praise you easily. Now the data that is coming up, where the health indices of UP are little low, where UP is shown that poverty levels are a little low. What they are doing, they are comparing UP absolutely. That's why I think if you compare today's UP with Tamil Nadu, UP will not look good. If you compare today UP overall in Gujarat, UP will not look good. You have to compare today's UP with yesterday's UP, and that'll be a fair apple to apples comparison, right? If you see the improvement ranking, UP is number one in all the rankings where you see the delta. But yeah, if you do an absolute comparison, you will, even in absolute comparison, UP is number one in a lot of things. As I told you, ease of doing business, GSDP, corona management, number of cases. Even UP is number 2, number 3 in many of the things. But a lot of people is doing absolute comparison and saying, oh, UP was Bimaru, as you told, right? UP is progressing quite fast. The delta of UP is increasing very fast. But yeah, in absolute term, UP may be a little down in the ranking. That's why people are selectively choosing the data and trying to paint UP, right? But again, yeah, everyone who's living in UP, they understand how UP is improving and how their lives are being improved.
Looking at the promotion of handlooms, the making of the mud lamps and clay lamps, and how the Guinness Book of World Records has recognized so many of these programs and achievements, it is really heartening. From a WHO to a Guinness to a Niti Aayog to a television channel to an international agency like a UNO, and to the newspaper, and to also get it from the common man, the writers.
And to a member of Parliament of Australia. Can you?
Yes. Right. So there is, it is endless. And, looking at also the promises made by the government with regard to loan write-offs.
Yeah.
I was looking at that picture also. There are so many times when the loan write-off is actually not carried out, but here is one who has done it.
Yeah.
And direct cash transfer to the farmers for thousands and thousands of crores.
Yeah.
I actually know a few retired bureaucrats from who are hailing from UP but had served in the south.
Okay.
I had met one of them about 2 years ago. He was very skeptical, a retired bureaucrat. I really do not know what he will have to say now. I have not been much in touch with him. His views must have changed for the good. So it is really amazing. So double engine express Pradesh is the name that we can give. So
in fact,
DEEP, deep. So the transformation is deep.
Yeah.
Double engine express Pradesh, DEEP, which is deep. And since there's a deep transformation, the transformation is there to stay, and I'm sure it is for the good of the people. Primarily because it has addressed the gas at home, electricity, toilet, school, farmer, medicine, infrastructure, and entrepreneurship. I'm just, going through your book. I must commend you for writing it in a nice way, and therefore it is easy for me to recall.
Beautiful. I think you have recalled so many data points, so many information points. I'm literally amazed. I'm literally amazed, right? Yeah, that you have read the book very keenly. Yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, I enjoyed the discussion today.
So it's like fabulous, and looking forward for one more discussion with you at a time of your convenience.
Well, we'll plan.
We'll take up some subject connected with this itself, and
Okay.
you can perhaps elucidate it in a bigger manner.
Surely.
And you know, I'm very keen to see if this book is made available in big numbers in Tamil Nadu, so
Right.
that our people read and understand that if a state like UP could improve so much,
Right.
Tamil Nadu can improve much more, considering where it is.
Yeah. Surely.
I was looking at the sugar industry, then
Yeah.
I was looking at the Kansari Gur, how UP is the largest producer of sugar in the country,
Yeah.
and how they're making the best of jaggery. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So I must definitely, Shantanu Gupta ji, thank you very much for giving precious 1 hour of your time, because knowing that you're also going to the United States, now you must be busy because people must be asking you for more information,
Yeah.
more lecture shows,
Yeah,
more articles, more travel.
right.
So you have become a superstar yourself now, because you are following the pole star Dhruv.
Right.
Your chief minister is the pole star.
Yeah.
Which is doing a wonderful job for the people of the state.
Yeah.
And therefore, if UP is a happy UP, India is a happy India.
Exactly. It contributes almost 17% of India's population, right? So it contributes, if UP goes up, India's GDP goes up automatically.
So the 5 trillion economy, UP will have a good share in the future. And we wish that Kashi Vishwanath and Lord Ram and Lord Krishna at Mathura and Annapurni at Kashi bless the people of UP with good governance for many years to come.
Exactly.
And that UP should only mean, like what we said, up and up. UP. It should just keep, moving up. And I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interact with you. And please look at the domestic platform we are using, Vayam.
Yeah.
Let us also do a bit of Atmanirbhar. Help us to promote this Vayam also, sir.
Surely.
And we look forward for one more interaction with you. I will get in touch with you, and I hope this book is translated into Tamil and released inside Tamil Nadu. Let us see how to go about it.
We'll try. I think you all. I think my previous book got translated in Tamil, and he's translating my BJP book also, and it should come by April. But yeah, I think we will put this book also into Tamil translation, because I know in Tamil Nadu there's a huge reader base generally. A lot of people read.
Very huge, and Western Tamil Nadu, where I hail from, has the largest per capita newspaper and book reading in the south.
Oh wow, that's good. That's good. I will end with this. I will end with this tweet which I tweeted yesterday, and it got huge traction yesterday. So in my last interaction, when I gifted the book by myself, the photo that you are seeing.
Yes.
Right? So there's one more photo I tweeted. I asked him, so what will be your target in your next tenure as the CM? This tenure I have documented in my book, right? What all you have done, and we have discussed from last 1 hour. What will be your target for the next tenure? And he said, in a very focused way, I will do whatever it takes to make UP a 1 trillion economy. That was his answer, and I was literally amazed. His clarity for his focus, right? And I think with that, he's going into elections, and I think God willing, we all know it. And today the paper says that there is a high possibility he will contest from Ayodhya. So he's contesting from Ayodhya. He's being an MLA from Ayodhya. Narendra Modi ji being a member of Parliament from Kashi. What more we need, right? Yeah.
The best thing that could ever happen to UP in the last 1,000 years is happening now.
Exactly.
After the Ghaznis invasions, after the Ghoris invasions, and everything else, for the first time, we have somebody who's thinking productively in the interest of the state.
Exactly.
And that is really fantastic. Let us wish him Godspeed in whatever that he's doing. And and we are also wishing that you continue to chronicle his journey.
Yeah, I think
like if he's creating a Uttar Pradesh, and let you be like the Vyasa who's documenting. and
that,
you have
that has
somebody
been my,
to.
that has
And
been my humble attempt. Yeah.
definitely, we wish you all the best. Wish Yogi ji all the best in the forthcoming elections, and wish you all the best during your lecture tour in the United States. And looking forward to meeting you in the South sometime. Please
Surely.
do visit us. We
Surely.
will have a couple of lecture tours here also.
Surely.
Thank you so much. Here
Thank
we are saluting good governance in Uttar Pradesh and good documentation of good governance too, because both of it are the two eyes. First, we need empowerment and awareness connected with the empowerment, which is being provided now. We are so happy to have you today with us, sir. Thank you once again. A happy Makar Shankranti, happy Pongal.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh Bhai. Thank you to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.